As Coach O said, it's a matter at hand. It's trying to pick up a win against a formidable opponent in the Charles City Comets, even though the Comets are down a little bit this year. They've had a lot more good than bad in high school baseball over the years. It's just one thing to consider. I was talking with Rick Gable, the head coach for the Charles City Comets, earlier, as he said, and Rick Gable was named to the Iowa Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame this past February at the convention and banquet earlier this year. And Gable said, Coach O's been doing this for 50 years. I turned 50 this year. And that's a Hall of Fame baseball coach. And just gives you a little bit of perception. Had all the alumni out on the field in their old position. It's pretty fun to see everybody out there. But, again, got a baseball game to play, and that's what the matter at hand is. Dylan Montag at shortstop. Caleb Hageman in center field. Zach Mitchell at first base. Dylan Isaacson the pitcher. Connor Opp in right field. Johnny Etherington the catcher. Tyler LaBarge is at second base. Nate Manning is at third base. And Levi Miller is in left field for the Comets. Home plate umpire is Donnie DeLaura, and the base umpire is Bob Jacobson for tonight's ball game. And that lineup will face Josie Jewell coming off a loss on Monday night. Josie's 4-2, a 3.40 ERA. 35 innings, 23 hits. 17 earned runs, 25 walks, and 40 strikeouts. Opponents only hitting 166 against him. Dylan Montag will lead things off here today as the lights have been turned on. It's a cloudy, overcast night here in Decorah. As we're about ready to get things underway, we get things underway at 7:27 with a fastball for a strike from Josie Jewell, and it's 0-1 on Dylan Montag. Decorah defensively is the same way, even though the batting order will be a little different tonight. Pitch swung on, popped up, foul. Right side and out of play, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on Dylan Montag. Austin Ashbacker in left, Gavin Nimrod in center, James Osley in right. Dustin Carey at third, Jay Qualley at short, Colin Nimrod at second, and at first base is Bryce Pierce tonight. 0-2 delivery, curveball outside corner, strike 3 called. A good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Dylan Montag to start the ball game. 1 down, nobody on here in the first inning. No score for Caleb Hageman. The right-hand hitting center fielder, Kyle Kane behind the plate, and Josie Jewell on the hill for Decorah. And Josie gets a curveball over, and Hageman swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Great crowd here for Alumni Weekend. That one smacked into center field. It'll land in front of Gavin Nimrod for a base hit. So Caleb Hageman becomes the game's first base runner on a single to center here in the first inning. So a runner at first and 1 down for Zach Mitchell. No score, top of the first inning. Comets coming in 3-11. The Vikings are 9-5 right now. Jewell forced to work from the stretch for the first time. A short lead at first base by Hageman, and a fastball goes outside from Josie. His first pitch that misses the zone. It is 1 ball, no strikes on Zach Mitchell. Josie comes set. The pause and the pitch swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Couple of steps off the bag at first is Hageman. Josie comes set. The 1-1 delivery swung on, a foul ball, third base side and out of play. That one landing out onto Goose Island Drive, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. And the pitch swung on and a foul ball at the first base side. Retrieving that is Rusty Rogatsky, longtime assistant coach for Charles City Baseball. Tyler Downing is in the third base box, and Rusty Rogatsky in the first base box. Rich Gable is in the dugout for the Comets. Gable is the head coach for the Comets. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count, stretch, and the 1-2 delivery is a fastball up for 2 balls, 2 strikes on Josie Jewell. Downing, of course, a graduate of Charles City. Was a very good ball player for him back in the day. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch swung on and missed. Got out in front of a changeup, and Josie gets his second strikeout, 2 down here in the first inning. So a runner at first and 2 down, no score, top of the first. And now a pitcher against pitcher matchup with Josie Jewell and Dylan Isaacson. Josie starts him with a curveball that lands in front of the plate, blocked nicely by Kyle Kane. It's 1 ball, no strikes. We mentioned cloudy, overcast, humid night. Lights have been turned on and starting to take a little bit of an effect here at Olin Zach Field. 1-0 swung on, smacked into left center field, and that is going to gap Nimrod and Ashbacker. Ashbacker will bobble it a little bit. Stopping at third on a double is Dylan Isaacson, and Isaacson back to the bag at third, and a late tag by Dustin Carey will allow him to get back to the bag. Isaacson took a big turn at third base. A throw behind the runner at third from Jake Qualley on the relay, and Hageman, just got back as Isaacson got a double. Second and third with 2 down, and up to the plate for Charles City in a scoreless game here, top of the first. Josie's going to work out of the stretch in the second and third and 2 out situation. Jewell delivers, and the first pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Josie, one of many second-generation Decorah baseball players under Coach Olin Zach. 0-1 delivery, swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to nothing, rather. Josie's dad, Bob, teammates with Lon back in the day. No balls, 2 strikes. Kane flashes the side to Jewell, who comes set, and the 0-2 delivery just missed the outside corner on a fastball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on counter-op. Away from third is Hageman. Away from second is Isaacson. Jewell comes set, and the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So, 2 hits and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It is Charles City 0, and Decorah coming to bat. And the Vikings will bat this way as Coach O is shaking up the lineup, trying to get the offense going a bit here. Leading off at second base will be Colin Nimrod. Batting second at shortstop is Jake Qualley. Hitting third at third base is Dustin Carey. Batting fourth, the pitcher is Josie Jewell. Hitting fifth in right field, James Osley. Hitting sixth, the catcher, Kyle Kane. Batting seventh in left field, Austin Ashbacker. Hitting eighth at first base is Bryce Pierce, and batting ninth in center field, Gavin Nimrod. So a couple of shuffles around the order. The Nimrod boys flipping 1 to 9. Carey moving up to 3-hole, Osley dropping to the 5-hole. The changes in the lineup as Dylan Isaacson will take the ball for the men of Rick Gable. Probably the number one thing to talk about as you head into tonight is approach at the plate. The last 2 games, Decorah has only made their opposing pitchers throw 146 pitches total in 2 games. In 6 of those 13 defensive innings for Decorah opponents, the opposing pitcher has thrown 10 or fewer pitches. So ultimately, you haven't made the opponents work a lot. You can still have an aggressive mindset, which Coach O wants at the plate, but you don't have to be swinging at that first ball no matter what. And Colin Nimrod will start things here in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Nimrod hitting .258, no extra base hits. He is the co-leader on the team in RBIs with 8. Isaacson's first offering is taken low by Nimrod. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Levi Miller in left, Caleb Hageman in center, and Connor Opp in right for the Comets. At third base, Nate Manning. At shortstop, Dylan Montague. Tyler Labarge at second, and the pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Zach Mitchell at first. Johnny Etherington behind the plate. And Dylan Isaacson on the hill. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. And the next offering to the now leadoff hitter, Colin Nimrod, is smacked foul past Coach O in the third base box. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of buzz here around the ballpark. A lot of old players and old families getting together and exchanging pleasantries, which they'll have the opportunity to do throughout the weekend. Group of men that have been involved in 1,301 victories over the last 50 years. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nimrod, and the pitch just missed the outside edge on a breaking ball. It's 2-2 with Qualley and Carey to follow here in the first inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, change-up swung on, fly ball, left field, retreating is Levi Miller. He is under it and makes the catch in medium to deep left field. Nimrod just got a touch under that one, but it carried well out to left. Miller there to make the play, 1 down here in the first inning. No score for Jake Qualley. Qualley in from the right-hand side of the plate, a .234 hitter, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 6 RBIs. And Isaacson missing on a curveball, no balls and 1 strike. But the only thing about that Nimrod at bat, you made the pitcher throw 5 pitches. And again, looking at those last couple of games, only 40% of the time, the 1-0 delivery swung on, popped up foul. Coming over is the catcher, Johnny Etherington, but it lands just out of play. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. %40 of the at-bats over the last couple of games, the pitcher has thrown 4 or less pitches. So, even though it was an out, it wasn't a bad at-bat for Nimrod. I know sophomore coach Mike Tungen has worked with a few guys on approaches at the plate. The 1-1 delivery is a fastball up for 2 balls, 1 strike. Isaacson gets the sign from Etherington, and the 2-1 delivery is outside for 3 balls, 1 strike on Jake Qualley. Also, when it goes to being selective at the plate, you can't try to pull everything at the plate either. 3-1 swung on and missed as Qualley ahead of a good changeup from Isaacson, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is on the outside corner. If that pitch is an off-speed pitch, you can't be afraid to take some things the other way. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down, and the pitch to Qualley taken up for ball 4. Qualley draws a 1-out walk here in the first inning. And Dustin Carey will stand in. Carey will bat 3-hole for the first time this season. He's been doing a nice job with the stick with a .313 average with a double, no triples, no home runs, and 4 RBI. Runner at first, nobody out, no score. Bottom of the first inning on reunion weekend here in Decorah, and a move to first base. A soft toss for Isaacson will send Qualley back to the bag standing, or diving, I should say. Isaacson comes set. Manning even with the bag at third, and the pitch to Carey is a ground ball foul on the third base side. No balls, 1 strike to count. Three steps off the bag at first base is Qualley. Isaacson comes set in the 0-1, taken up by Carey on an off-speed breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Series of signs from Coach O in the third base box. 3.5 steps off the bag at first base now is Qualley. Isaacson to the set, and the 1-1 swung on, popped up, foul right side. Etherington appears to have room in foul territory, and he will make the catch in foul territory about halfway between the Charles City batters on deck circle and home plate. So Carey fouls out, 2 down and a runner at first, no score here in the bottom of the first. And Josie Jewell batting for Decorah. Josie leading the team in average at .333, 4 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 7 RBI. A move to first base will send Qualley back to the bag diving once again. The lead at first by Qualley, and the pitch swung on, popped up. Foul territory, Etherington coming over, and it'll land just to our left in front of us. And a lot of these baseball alumni weren't exactly in a hurry to make a play there. Even though Phil Fenanger fielded it well on one hop. No balls, 1 strike count. Qualley away from first. 2 down here in the first inning. Isaacson comes set. And the pitch is a curveball low to Josie Jewell. It is 1 ball and 1 strike count. Comets left 2 runners on in the top of the first inning. Isaacson delivers, and the pitch taken low by Josie. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now. Looking over, the main grandstand pretty full. This area over on the third base side is absolutely packed right now. Qualley away from first once again. Coming set is Isaacson, and he'll move over to first base to send Qualley back to the bag diving once again. And with all the attention you're paying to Qualley at first base, you got a pretty good hitter at the plate. And hopefully the mental divide for Isaacson can pay dividends for Decorah. As the pitch goes inside to Josie, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 on Josie. No score here in the first inning. Qualley away from first once again. Isaacson gets the side from Etherington, and the 3-1 to Josie is taken low taken on the inside corner for strike 2. And now it's 3-2. Pretty good location there on 3-1. And taking second base is Jake Qualley. I don't think Etherington thought it was a strike, so he didn't make a throw down there. So Qualley's now at second, and it's a 3-2 count on Josie Jewell. 3-2 the count with 2 down. 3-2 delivery swung on. Josie reaches for a curve and fouls it away. Straight back and out of play. But the Vikes are making Isaacson work here, as he has thrown 21 pitches here in the inning. That was about a 3 inning total over the last couple of games. And the point is, you got a lot of guys struggling, and they want to get out of the slump, but they want to do it in one pitch instead of working things and putting yourself in a good position. Another 3-2 to Josie. Hammer deep right center field. That ball is high off the fence. Qualley will score on an RBI double by Josie Jewell, and the Vikes draw first blood. That hit the middle of the E in Vikings baseball on the blue tarpaulin, which is along the fence in right center field. Josie was just a few feet away from his second home run of the season there.
Running at second base.
5th double for Josie, 8th RBI. Hovden will get his courtesy at second base, and James Osley will look to come up with another 2-out RBI for the Vikings. Osley hammers one to center field, but that's right at Caleb Hageman. He'll retreat and make the catch to retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the second inning, and it's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Second inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Josie Jewell with a 2-out RBI double, helping out his own cause. Always good to get those 2-out timely hits, which have escaped Decorah too much here in this inning. But again, we're going to go back to talking about the approach at the plate and making the opponent pitcher work. "22 pitches in that first inning for Dylan Isaacson. And as compared to many of the innings over the last couple of games, pretty good job at the plate in that first inning for Decorah. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 due for Charles City here in the first inning, as Johnny Etherington looks at a strike, 0-1. Comets got a single and a double in that first inning, but left runners at second and third. Pitch taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Josie ended up striking out the side. They are playing softball down the way, and they decided to play varsity first in that one. 1-1 delivery, swung on, popped up on the infield. Qualley there. He'll call and catch from his shortstop position. And there's one down here in the second inning. 1 down, nobody on, and Tyler LaBarge for Charles City, and a 1-0 Decorah lead here in the second. Josie's first offering is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. When you get back to the pitch count, Josie threw 16 in that first inning, and with giving up 2 hits and striking out 3 batters, that's a very respectable total as the pitch on the outside edge for a strike. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Tyler LaBarge. Definitely a humid night here in Decorah. The pitch swung on, fouled away, right side, not a play. And Josie doing a good job of getting ahead of hitters, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vikes will be off this weekend. They'll travel to New Hampton on Monday night. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Kane's going to dig it out of the dirt and throw down to Bryce Pierce at first base, and the out recorded for Josie's 4th strikeout. So 2 down, nobody on. 1-0 Decorah here in the top of the second inning. And Nate Manning will stand in for the Comets. Josie will kick and deal on the first pitch to Manning. Just missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 0, and the pitch swung on, fouled away. Talk about memories of the good game of baseball. Charles City's radio guy is now Tad Berry, who was a very good pitcher for Charles City back in the day, and he came up and got the lineup from me, and I kind of teased him that we focused on the 2003 Sub-State game down at Waverly. Curveball taken low. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. He said don't bring that up, but he did admit that was probably one of the better baseball games he's ever been a part of. 2-1, swinging a foul back. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Berry ended up playing down at Cornell. Now he's back in his hometown doing radio. That's definitely a gig I can endorse. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. 1-0 Decorah on the Josie Jewell 2-out RBI double in the bottom of the first inning. 2-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and a foul, right side, out of play. Vikes had their game against North Fayette rained out on Wednesday night. North Fayette couldn't find any umpires Thursday. And they were forced to postpone a game. Coach Olenzak told us on the Friday Sports Show this morning that was the first time in 50 years they've ever had a game canceled for that reason. Curveball's taken for strike 3, and down go the Comets here in the second inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It is a 1-0 lead for Decorah. It's back again this year. It's the A&J Petersburg Insurance Runs promotion. Every time the Viking baseball or softball team scores a run in the 6th inning or beyond while leading, it's an A&J Petersburg Insurance Run. Every time that happens, $20 to the Decorah Viking Athletic Booster Club from the A&J Petersburg Agency Insurance and Real Estate since 1932. 1-0 Decorah here in the second as Kyle Kane swings the first one and fouls that one away and lands on our roof over here on the third base side. No balls and 1 strike to count. Kyle in a little bit of a slump, but got the DH in the JV game and swung it pretty well there. Here's a ground ball towards third, picked up there by Nate Manning. Bobbles it a bit and throws on to first base, and Zach Mitchell to retire Kane 1 down here in the second inning. Kane came in .233 with 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 5 RBIs. Austin Ashbacker will bat now. A .186 average with 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 8 RBIs. Ashbacker, Colin Nimrod, and Josie all with 8 RBI for the Vikings at this point to tie for the team lead in that category. And the first pitch is taken up. It is 1 ball, no strikes on Austin Ashbacker. 1-0 Decorah on the RBI double by Josie Jewell in the bottom half of the second inning. The 1-0 is up. It is 2 balls, no strikes on the Baby Bull. Pitch inside again. It's 3-0 now. Isaacson likes his sign from Etherington. Kicks and deals, and the 3-0's in the dirt for ball 4. So just like the first inning, Isaacson yields a 1-out walk, this time to Austin Ashbacker. And Bryce Pierce will get his turn. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the second, 1-0 Decorah. Pierce is 1 for 3 with the stick this year. Calculating out, obviously, to .333. And the pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Bryce has kind of been split in time at first base between him and Eric Smorstad. I believe this will be the first time he will get a start. If memory serves, he might have started Game 2 down at Owine a week ago Tuesday night. 0-1 delivery, swung on, driven towards center field, and Hageman after it. He will slide and not quite get there. Austin Ashbacker was most of the way to second, and he will get in safely. Good effort by Hageman, but Pierce will get a base hit, and the Vikes in business first and second with 1 down here in the second inning. So first and second with 1 down, and Gavin Nimrod will come to the plate for Decorah. Moving down from the 1-hole to the 9-hole slot in the order. Isaacson comes set, and the pitch. Swung on a ground ball. It caroms off the mound. It's booted at shortstop by Montag, and everyone's going to be safe. That took a funny hop off the mound. Montag tried to field it right around the second base bag. And he kind of started to start his throwing motion before he had total control of the ball. And the E6 for the Comets will make it bases loaded and 1 down, and Tyler Downing will make a pitching change for the Comets. And it looks like Isaacson is done, and I believe Dylan Montag will come to the plate. We'll tell you about the changes here in a moment. Nate Manning moves from third to second. Tyler Labarge will move from second to short. Dylan Isaacson moves from pitcher to third, and Dylan Montag is now batting or pitching for Charles City. He'll inherit a bases-loaded one-out situation, bottom of the second, 1-0 the score. Colin Nimrod looks at the first one outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Colin Nimrod flew out to left his first time up, 0 for 1. The stretch, the kick and the deal, and the 1-0 pitch is taken up. It is 2 balls, no strikes on Colin Nimrod. So Isaacson, an inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 run to this point. It was earned, but all the runners are his responsibility. 2 walks, no strikeouts. The pitch outside again to Colin Nimrod, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to count. 1-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the second inning. And the Vikes looking to open things up. 3-0, taken all the way is Nimrod, and he'll look at a breaking ball on the inside edge for a strike, and it's 3-1. Outside corner, good location on 3-1. Got a fastball in the black at the knees. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Monte comes set, and he'll step off and bluff a throw to third base to send the runners back to their respective positions. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Monte delivers, and the pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Infield fly rule has been called as the second baseman Manning there to make the play. Nimrod retired for the second out of the inning, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Bases loaded. And Jake Qualley, who drew a walk and scored a run in the first, will come up. 1-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the second. Montaigne comes set, and the pitch taken up. 1 ball, no strikes. Ashbacker away from third. Pierce away from second, and away from first is Nimrod. Here's ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Ashbacker will score. Pierce will come to the plate. The throw there is cut off. Qualley made a big turnaround first base. He will be chased back to third. Now a throw to third trying to get Nimrod is wild. Gavin will come to the plate and score. It is a 4-0 lead for Decorah. Qualley will get 2 RBIs on a single to center. Qualley ended up taking a big turn at first base. Mitchell made the catch there, chased Qualley back to the bag. As he was chasing Qualley back to the bag, Nimrod took off from second to third. The throw to third by the first baseman Mitchell was wild. That allowed Nimrod to score and Qualley to move up to second. It is now a 4-0 lead for Decorah. And all 4 runs coming with 2 outs. And Dustin Carey will look to keep the fun going for Decorah. Carey fouled out to the catcher in the first, 0 for 1. The pitch is a little low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Four, 3-0 for Decorah now. 0-2-2 for Charles City. The 1-0 swung on and a ground ball. Bear down the left field line. Qualley rounding third. He will score. Coming to second is Carey with a double as the ball gets by the catcher, Etherington. Carey is going to stop at second base. It's a 5-0 lead for Decorah. So Dustin Carey will get an RBI double to score Qualley as the hits keep coming here in inning number 2. 4 of these runs are going to be charged to Isaacson, with 3 of them earned. In fact, actually only 1 will be earned because there was an error to allow a runner on, and all the runs have scored with 2 outs. If that play gets made, the inning would be over with as Josie Jewell, who got an RBI double in the first inning, will come to the plate. 5-0 Decorah, and they're going to intentionally walk Josie with first base open. In high school baseball, you don't have to make the pitches, and Jay Covden will get Josie's courtesy at first base. James Osley will come to the plate. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Darren Swenson from Olin Sack Field tonight on Decorah Baseball Reunion Weekend. Decorah leading Charles City 5-0 here in the second. James Osley lined out to center his first time up. And the first offering is inside corner for a strike, 0-1. James has struggled with the stick, but we talked about it before. He's usually a slow starter, but ends up turning it on late in the season. He came in just 8 for 45 without an extra base hit and does have 3 RBIs. Pitch inside corner for a strike. It's 0-2 now on Osley, the 9th batter of the inning for Decorah. Away from second, carry away from first is Hovden. The 0-2 swung on, hammered on the ground towards second, picked up there by Manning. He'll throw on to first base to retire Osley, and that's that for the second inning. But the Vikes score 4 on 3 hits, helped out by 2 errors and 2 runners left. We head to the third. It is 5-0 Decorah. 1 strike to 0 to Levi Miller, and he swings at the second ball of the top of the third. Grounds one towards Colin Nimrod, who picks it up and throws on to first base to retire Levi Miller. Josie Jewell has now set down 5 in a row, and there's 1 down here in the third inning. 1 down, nobody on, top of the third, a 5-0 lead for Decorah. And Dylan Montag to the plate, struck out in the first inning, and the first pitch is on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. And this is what you want to see out of Josie, getting ahead of hitters, being around the zone, something that sometimes Josie has struggled with this year. The pitch taken low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike, especially with a 5-0 lead early. And we've talked about it a lot this year. Decorah has been errorless in 9 of their 13 games to this point. Pitch outside edge for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Montang. Josie ready, and the 1-2 offering. And that one taken up. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Montang. Comets coming in 3-11. Vikings looking for win number 10 of the season. The 2-2 delivery, a curveball swung on and missed. Montang tried to wait back on the curve on the inside portion of the plate, but couldn't make contact. And Josie Jewell with his 6th strikeout. 2 down, nobody on. Hagman swings at the first one and grounds one towards short. It's picked up there by Qualley, throwing it on to first base, and Hageman beats it out. It was a high chopper. Qualley ended up taking a little too much time on the play. And he'll throw over to first base, but good hustle there by Hageman to get a 2-out single here in the third inning. A runner at first and 2 down. Zach Miller will bat for the Comets. 5-0 Decorah here in the top of the third. And the pitch swung on, sprayed foul down the left field line, and out of play. That might have gotten a car, or might have landed just near a car. Always good to keep the body shops in business. Trust me, I know. No balls, 1 strike. That breaking ball slips out of the hands of Josie and sails high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count. Josie comes set. And the 1-1 delivery swung on and missed, took a little something off, and Miller out in front. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Zach Miller. 5-0 Decorah here in the top of the third. The pitch swung on and a ground ball foul on the third base side, so we'll do it again. At 1-2. Josie comes set. And the 1-2 delivery sails outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Zach Mitchell. Couple of steps off of first is Hagman. 2-2 from Josie as a fastball up for 3 balls, 2 strikes now. So a full count pitch, so Hageman will be moving at first base. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Left-hand hitter, right-hand pitcher. The pitch swing and a foul back, so back to the starting block will go Hageman. Pitch, 3-2, swung on, popped up. Shallow center field. Coming on strong is Gavin Nimrod. He will make the catch to retire the side. So an infield hit and nothing else. We go to the third inning. 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It is a 5-0 lead for Decorah. Bottom of the third inning we go. It is a 5-0 lead for
Leading off bottom of the third, Kyle Kane.
Decorah. Kyle Kane will start things here in the second inning. He was the first batter of the 4-run second inning. He grounded out to third in his first at-bat, and he looks at a strike on a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. That was against Dylan Isaacson, the starter. Dylan Montag, now the pitcher for Charles City. The 0-2 or 0-1 smacked into left field and a base hit. Even though Kyle has reached base on a few errors, that's his first base hit in quite some time, and hopefully that's a slump buster right there. As Cole Sweska will run for Kyle Kane at first base on a courtesy situation. Runner at first, nobody out, and Austin Ashbacker now for Decorah. He walked and scored in the second. All 5 runs for Decorah have come with 2 outs. 5 hits to 3 now for Decorah. 2 errors to none for Charles City. As that one popped out of the glove of Etherington on the pitch outside, and Sweska will take second on the pass ball. One ball, no strikes to count on Austin Ashbacker. And now he has a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Stretch. And Ashbacker squares to bunt, pushes up the first base side, and it rolls foul. One ball, 1 strike to count on Austin now. Stretch by Montang. A look back at second in the 1-1 delivery. Swung on a fly ball left center field. Angling over the left fielder. Miller hat off, glove up. One-handed catch, medium depth left center. And there's 1 down here in the third inning. So 1 down and a runner at second. And Bryce Pierce will get a chance.
First baseman Bryce Pierce.
Pierce singled to center and scored his first time up. The pitch is inside for 1 ball, no strikes. Mike's got 1 in the first inning and 4 in the second inning. 2 RBIs for Qualley, 1 for Carey, 1 for Josie Jewell, and another run scored on an error as Montag spins and bluffs the throw back to second base. 1-0 the count on Bryce Pierce. Away from second is Cole Sweska, the courtesy runner for Kyle Kane, as that one nubbed up the third base side foul. Gavin Nimrod retrieving in the on-deck circle. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Montag looks for the sign, swats away a bug from his face, now comes set in the pitch, and excuse me, swing, and Montag will look the runner back at second, throw to first base. After he fields the 1 hopper, And Mitchell on the put-out, 1-3 put-out, and there's 2 down here in the third inning. 2 down and a runner at second, and Gavin Nimrod, who reached on an error and scored himself in the second inning, will bat. Gavin moving from the leadoff spot to the number 9 spot tonight, but really number 9 often considered kind of a second leadoff. The guy that can maybe keep an inning going and get to the top of the order. His pitch taken outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Stretch by Montag, and the 1-0 swung on, a one-hopper right back to Montag. He will pick it up and throw on to first base to retire. Gavin Nimrod in the side here in the third inning. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the fourth. It is a Decorah lead of 5-0. Busy week of broadcasting coming up next week here on AM 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.net. Monday night we'll have Decorah Viking baseball on the air at New Hampton, 7:20 airtime for that one. Tuesday night we'll have Decorah softball at Owine. A doubleheader beginning at 5:50. Wednesday night we'll have Decorah baseball at Cresco at 7:20. Thursday night Decorah softball at Waverly Showrock at 5:50. And the first pitch outside to Dylan Isaacson, 1 ball, no strike. Isaacson double to left his first time up. And then next Friday night, we'll have Decorah baseball at home against Owine. The 1-0 delivery swung on a ground ball that hits the bag at third. Karams over the head of carrying into left field for a base hit. So Isaacson now 2 for 2. His double back in the first inning was the hardest hit ball against Josie to this point. And he gets a single to start things here in the fourth inning. Connor Opp will bat. He struck out swinging to end the first. 5-0 Decorah. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. That was the 4th hit for Charles City as Josie steps off the rubber and bluffs the runner back. The pitch swung on, hammered towards left, and a base hit. So Opp and Isaacson with back-to-back singles to start things here in the fourth inning. So the Comets with their best scoring chance since the first. By the way, speaking of Decorah softball, they lost to Waverly Shellrock tonight by a count of 5-1. They played varsity first down there. Viking softball team will be heading to the Go Hawk tournament tomorrow. As the first pitch to Etherington taken high, 1 ball, no strikes. Etherington popped to short his first time up. Away from second is Isaacson. Away from first is Opp. Etherington squares to bunt. Josie steps off and bluffs the runner back at second. 1-0 the count. Josie comes set again. Etherington squares to bunt and takes a pitch on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to count. First and second, nobody out. 1-1 from Josie. Etherington squares to bunt, push it right back to Josie. He'll have 1 play. He'll throw to first base, and it's dropped there by Colin Nimrod. Scoring on the play will be Isaacson. Up to third, and Etherington down to second. An error on Nimrod will make it a 5-1 ball game, and now the Comets with runners at second and third with nobody out. Wasn't a perfect throw from Josie, but it was right in the glove of Colin, who's usually pretty sure-handed. Unfortunately, couldn't make the play there. And Tyler Lamarge will bat second and third, nobody out. 5-1 the score, and the Comets looking for more here in inning number 4. New series of signs from Tyler Downing in the third base box, and the pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. On Tyler Labarge, who struck out swinging his first time up. Stretch 0-1. Sails high. 1-1 the count. Jewel ready in the 1-1. That one on the ground towards second, picked up there by Colin Nimrod. The run will score. Nimrod will retire his fellow second baseman at first base. Opp will score. Etherington moves to third on the play. It's now a 5-2 ball game as LaBarge gets the RBI. And Nate Manning will look to continue the inning for Charles City. He struck out looking to end the second. 0 for 1 as Manning swings the first one, fouls one right side, not a play, no balls, 1 strike. Vikes will play the infield up at the corners and back up the middle. They'll do what they did the previous time, concede the run for the out up the middle as Manning swings and misses at a Jewel curveball. It's 0-2. Nothing in 2 the count. Stretch 0-2. Just beneath the knees, missing on the fastball outside edge. One ball, 2 strikes. Josie ready in the 1-2, missing outside on the fastball again. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Josie comes set, 2-2 delivery, swung on, driven towards left on a base hit. Etherington will score. It is now a 5-3 lead for Decorah as the Comets with a 3 spot here in the top of the 4th inning. Nate Manning with the RBI single to score Johnny Etherington. 1 out, runner at first and 3 in. A lead of 5 has been cut to 2 for Decorah. Levi Miller grounded to second his first time up, and he swings and misses at a Josie breaking ball, 0-1. Stretch in the 0-1, swung on and missed. It is no balls and 2 strikes to count. Away from first is Manning. Josie comes set, working quickly. The 0-2 delivery, swing and a miss at a curveball. And now the runner's trying to go to second base. Canes throw down to second. Nimrod and Qualley collide with one another on gloves, and that allows the ball to carry him away. Miller strikes out. Of course, with first base occupied and less than 2 outs, the drop third strike rule does not apply. Manning tried to move up to second base, and Nimrod and Qualley were a little not on the same, or just were basically not on the same page, and that allowed the ball to be dropped. So Montang will look at a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. 5-3 Decorah here in the 4th as Montang late on a fastball, and he fouls it away right side. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Stretch by Josie, a look back at second, and the 1-1 delivery. Here's a chopper towards third, charged on 2 hops by Dustin Carey. He'll throw on to first base, and Pierce was able to knock down the ball. It will be an infield hit as Montang was there. A little bit of a bobble there by Carey, and that allowed the runner to reach. Manning will move up to third as the throw went across the diamond, and Hageman will become the 8th man to bat. And an extended top half of the 4th inning. And Hageman is 2 for 2, a single to center in the 1st inning, and an infield hit in the 3rd inning. 7 hits now for Charles City. A 5-3 lead for Decorah here in the 4th. Jewel comes set, and the pitch swung on, popped up, left side of the infield. Jake Qualley calling at his shortstop position. He will make the catch to retire the side, but a profitable top of the 4th for Charles City. 3-run score on 4 hits, helped out by 1 Decorah error and 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway home here at Olentak Field. Decorah leads 5-3. Bottom of the 4th inning we go. New ball game as Charles City gets 3 in the top of the 4th. They trail it now 5-3. They're out hitting the Vikings 7-5, also out erring the Vikings by a 2-1 margin. Top of the order due for Decorah here in the fourth. Colin Nimrod leading off this game. He was moved from the 9 spot to the 1 spot. And he is 0 for 2 in the 1 spot. He flied to left in the first and popped the second in the second. He swings at the first one and smacks one into left center field. It'll land for a base hit. So Nimrod on with a leadoff single here in the fourth inning. The 6th hit for Decorah. A runner at first, nobody out. Jake Qualley, who struggled with the stick as of late, but he's been on base twice tonight. He walked and scored in the first inning, knocked in 2 with a single to center, and scored himself in the second inning. Runner at first, nobody out. 5-3 Decorah. Moved to first base. Colin back to the bag, diving. Colin has not attempted a stolen base this year. Qualley with 2 sacrifices on the year. The RBIs now up to 8 for Qualley. And the pitch swung on, a chopper towards short, picked up there by Labarge. Bobbles it, throws to second. He's safe. Here's Colin Nimrod. E6, first and second. Nobody out here in the fourth inning. Another thing we've touched on in our baseball broadcast this year is the fact the Vikings aren't striking out a lot. They're putting the ball in play. They put the ball in play there, and good things happen. Comets unable to make the play, and now 3 errors on the night for Charles City. Dustin Carey is 1 for 2. He squares to Buntoso right in front of the plate. Nicely done. Bare hand pickup by Montague. He double clutches, throws to first, and Carey beats it out. The second baseman, Manning, was late covering the bag, and that allowed Carey to reach. An infield hit, bases loaded, nobody out here in the fourth inning, and Josie Jewell to the plate. Vikes looking to add on to a 5-3 lead. Josie, an RBI double in the first, and he was intentionally walked in the second inning. Tyler Downing out to talk to Montague. The third baseman and catcher will also be a part of the conversation. And Cole Sweska will run at second base for Jake Qualley now. The infield now all a part of the conversation with Tyler Downing. Rick Gable is the head coach, but he's done most of his coaching from the dugout. Downing has been the third base coach, and Rusty Rogatsky the first base coach. That's a darn good trio of baseball coaches there, and over the last few years I've gotten to know Rusty, one of the good guys in the Northeast Iowa Conference, and Tyler Downing, one of the bright young coaches in this conference. And Charles City was lucky to get him back in his hometown. Josie Jewell, 1 for 1 with an intentional walk. The pitch outside to Josie. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Hits are now even at 7. Josie 1 for 1. With the intentional walk in the second, the pitch swung on off the end of the bat, foul. Past the first base coach and Josie's brother-in-law, Mike Tungan. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Jewell, Qualley, and Ashbacker now all tied for the team lead in RBIs with 8. 1-1 to count. The pitch swung on, popped up. Right side, it stays in fair territory, and it's caught at first base by Zach Mitchell for the first out here in the fourth inning. So a big out there for Charles City. As Josie pops out, he's now 1 for 2. And James Osley, who is 0 for 2, will stand in. Bases loaded, 1 down here in the fourth. Vikes looking to extend a 5-3 lead. And the pitch to Osley, swinging a foul, right side and out of play. Osley, the only Decorah Viking not to reach base yet tonight. He lined out to center in the first and he grounded out to second in the second. Stretch, and the 0-1 delivery swung on a fly ball right field. Counter Opp is under it. It's a late break for Opp, and he drops it out in right field. It caroms towards the foul line. Scoring is Colin Nimrod. Sweska will stay put at third. Fourth error of the night for Charles City will give Decorah its sixth run. Osley reached on the drop fly ball. Nimrod moving up to score. Sweska running for Qualley at third. Carey moving up to second on the play, and Kyle Kane will look to add on for the Vikings. Kane grounded to third in the second, single to left in the third. Ground ball toward short, picked up at short by Labarge. He tries to go to second, and the toss between him and Manning was incomplete, if you will. Fifth error of the night for Charles City. Kane reaches on an error, and it's now 7-3. The Comets just not being kind to themselves as all defensively, and this time it's head coach Rick Gable that's coming out and talking to Dylan Montang. And Coach Gable is going to make a pitching change. We'll tell you about the changes here momentarily. Nate Manning will be the third pitcher of the night. Dylan Montang will move back to shortstop. And Tyler Labarge will move back to second base on the play, as Montag is done after giving up 3 runs and none of them earned. Austin Ashbacker will bat against Manning and take the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ashbacker walked and scored in the second and fly to left in the third. Bases loaded, still only 1 out. 7-3 Decorah here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-0 delivery, and there's a strike on the outside edge. One swung on, blooped out into left field, and that'll land for a base hit. Cole Sweska will score. Osley will stop at third. An RBI single for Austin Ashbacker. His 9th RBI of the season, and it's a 8-3 lead for Decorah. Carey will score. Osley at third, Kane at second, and Ashbacker at first. And Bryce Pierce will look to keep the fun going for Decorah. Pierce singled and scored in the second and grounded to the pitcher in the third. Infield up at the corners, back up the middle. They'll train the run for the double play. The stretch by Nate Manning, and the pitch is a little low. One ball, no strikes on Pierce. Stretch by Manning in the pitch. One hopper right back to Manning. He's going to bluff and throw it around the base pass. He'll throw to first base, and Pierce will reach as the throw was in the dirt. Manning looked twice to second base, didn't throw there. He looked to home plate. Osley was most of the way there, so he ended up scoring, tried to get an out at first base, and threw it in the dirt to Mitchell. 6th error of the night for Charles City. Vikes taking advantage to a 9-3 end of things, and Gavin Nimrod will bat for Decorah. He reached on an error in the second inning and grounded to the pitcher in the third. Vikes getting a lot of help from the Comets here in the fourth. The pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Only 1 RBI this frame, and that belonged to Ashbacker. There's a 1 hopper right back to Manning. He's going to go to Etherington for the first out, and that's the only out he's going to get as Kane's courtesy runner Brighton Meyer is forced at the plate. Ashbacker moving up to third, and Pierce moving up to second on the play. A 9-3 lead for Decorah. And the man who started the fun with a base hit to left earlier this frame, Colin Nimrod, will come to the plate. Pitch swung on and a ground ball toward short. It's a high hopper. It's picked up there by Montag. He'll throw on to first base, and Colin Nimrod retired for the final out here in the inning. So, 4-run score on 3 hits, helped out by 4 Charles City errors, and the bases left loaded. We go to the 5th inning. It is 9-3 Decorah. Just heard from the good folks at A&J Petersburg Agency, Insurance and Real Estate since 1932. Vikes are up 9-3. Might put themselves in a position to get some money out of A&J tonight. 9-3 the score as we go to the 5th inning. Vikes send 10 to the plate in that 4th inning. 1 run scores on a drop fly ball. Another scores on an error. An Ashbacker single scores a run. And a Pierce reaching on an error scores a run. Zach Mitchell is 0 for 2 on the night. He will face Josie Jewell, and the first pitch is low and inside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Jewell has given up 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned. He hasn't walked anybody, which is the number 1 positive tonight. Pitch out of the zone, 2 balls, no strikes. And he has struck out 7. Walks and hit batters were the problem Monday night in Josie's start against Waverly Shellrock. Pitch outside corner for a strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Pitch out of the zone. It's 3-1. Maybe the old broadcaster jinx will work here. Talk about Josie's control, and now he's down 3-1. And the 3-1 out of the zone, ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Zach Mitchell here in the 5th inning. Kyle Kane is going to come out and talk to Josie Jewell from behind the plate. A runner at first and nobody out. And Dylan Isaacson, who is 2 for 2 with the stick, will stand in. Isaacson, a double in the first, a single to left, and a run scored in the 4th inning. The pitch a little bit low and outside for 1 ball, no strikes. And I see Coach O making the walk out to the opening in the dugout. Don't know if he's decided to come out yet. Josie was not to the rubber, expecting a visit. Now he steps to the rubber in the 1-0 delivery. That one fisted towards short. It's fielded there by Qualley. He's going to go across the diamond and get the out there. Isaacson retired, 1 down, with Mitchell moving up to second base on the plate. Runner at second, 1 down. Counter op to the plate. Struck out swinging in the first. And single to left and scored in the 4th inning. 9-3 Decorah here in the 5th. The pitch is over for a strike, 0-1. Closed circuit to my neighbor Curtis Johnson. My name's Darren, not Jinx. No balls, 1 strike to count. Pitch taken low. It is 1-1 now on counter op. Pitch swinging a foul right side and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vikes have scored in every inning except the 3rd. 4 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th after a single tally in the 1st inning. The first 5 runs of the night for Decorah all came with 2 outs. 1 and 2 on counter op. And the pitch smacked down the right field line, but foul. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. Ball gets retrieved from up the right field line, thrown into Kyle Kane, who gives it to home plate umpire Donnie DeLora. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. Josie comes set, and the pitch swung on, smacked into right center field, and that'll land for a base hit. Rounding third and getting a stop sign from Coach Tyler Downing is Mitchell, as he was kind of limping his way to third base that time. Counter ops now 2 for 3. Josie has given up 8 hits. This Comet team has been swinging it reasonably well. And now Coach Olenczak out of the first base dugout, or the third base dugout, That was my retro comment of the night. Coach O out of the first base dugout. It was that way for 40-some years. When the field renovations took place a few years ago, Decorah moved over to the third base dugout. And I think Jake Qualley is going to get the ball now. Qualley will come on in relief of Josie Jewell. We'll tell you about the changes here momentarily. Josie Jewell for Decorah is done after 4 1/3. He gives up 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Jake Qualley, who was solid in relief the other night, didn't give up a run against Waverly Shellrock, throwing 5 1/3 in that ball game, will come in. He's 1-2 with 4 saves, a 1.56 ERA. Opponents hitting .205 against him, 31 in the third innings, 25 hits, 7 earned runs, 5 walks, 16 strikeouts. The first batter he will face is Johnny Etherington. Popped to short in the second. Sacrificed, reached on an error, and scored himself in the 3-run fourth inning. First and third with 1 down here in the top of the fifth. It's a 9-3 lead for Decorah. And Jake Qualley will come set. The pitch, swing and a miss. At a breaking ball, 0-1. So Josie moves from pitcher to third. Carey moves from third to second. Cowan moves from short or to short from second. 0-1 delivery, swung on, a bloop towards second, caught there by Carey. Snap throw to first base. There's a double play. So 2 pitches get the Vikes out of the fifth. 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is 9-3 Decorah. Bottom of the fifth inning we go. It takes Jake Qualley 2 pitches to get out of that fifth inning on a double play. The catch made by Dustin Carey at second base, and he ends up doubling up counter-op at first base. The double play and the pitcher's best friend. And now the pitcher, Jake Qualley, will lead things off here in the fifth inning. A 9-3 lead for Decorah. They've been helped out a ton by 6 errors for Charles City, but they've also have 8 base hits of their own. So the hits are even at 8 as Qualley swings to the first one, grounds one towards short, picked up there by Dylan Montag, throws on to first base, and Qualley retired 6-3. 1 down here in the fifth. And Dustin Carey will stand in. In case you're just joining us, Vikes got an RBI double with 2 outs by Josie Jewell in the first. And they got 4 2-out runs in the second inning, a 2-run single by Qualley, a Carey RBI double. That was after an error on the second baseman. Here's a fly ball off the bat of Carey into center field. Hageman there to make the catch. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the third. And you know the routine. Josie better be taken here. Josie an RBI double in the first, intentionally walked in the second, popped to first in the fourth. 1-4-2 officially. (9-3) Decorah leads it here in the fifth inning. 9-8-1 for Decorah, 3-8-6 for Charles City as Josie swings at the first one and fouls that one away. No balls and 1 strike to count. Kind of surprised he was swinging there. You don't want to give the opposing pitcher, even in a situation like this, a 3-pitch inning. Manning ready, and the pitch swung on a drive to right center field after it is Opp and Hageman. Opp is under it, and he will make the catch to retire the side. And for the first time tonight, the Vikes go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the sixth. It is a 9-3 lead for Decorah. Charles City to bat here in the sixth inning, trailing 9-3. Defense has been the difference in this one. Charles City with 6 errors, leading to 8 unearned runs for Decorah, but they all count on the board. Tyler Labarge swings the first one from Qualley, fouls that one away, no balls, 1 strike. Jake Qualley on in relief as the next one out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Josie threw the first 4 1/3, 8 hits. Swing and a miss as he was over the top of a breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Josie trying to pick up his 5th win of the year. A lot more sharp than he was on Monday night. Pitch swung on, fouled away. The thing you like, you have no hit batters tonight. You have only 1 walk. He had 5 combined on Monday night against Waverly Shellrock. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, and pitch. Curve ball taken for strike 3. Qualley down on, or gets LaBarge down on strikes. 1 down here in the 6th inning. One down, nobody on, and Nate Manning, the now pitcher in the game for Charles City. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI at the plate. Manning swings the first one, grounds one towards Josie at 30, bobbles it, picks it up, throws on to first base, and he got Manning by a step. Josie with some good stick-to-itiveness on that play. If I can steal a word from Bill Post.
Brings up to Levi Miller.
Bobbled it momentarily, but it was able to knock it down, stuck with it, and got Manning at first base, and Levi Miller will be the batter on a 9-3 Decorah lead as Manning looks at a strike, 0-1. Or Miller, rather, looks at a strike, 0-1. He grounded to second in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 4th. 0-1 delivery. Pitch taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count with 2 down. 9-8-1 for Decorah, 3-8-6 for Charles City. Pitch swung on a ground ball. Another chance for Josie at 30. He picks it up. He throws to first base. And the Comets go quietly here in the 6th inning. That's the first time since the 2nd they've gone down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Insurance run time for Decorah. They lead at 9-3. James Osley will start things here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Vikings leading 9-3. They got off to a 5-0 lead early on with 5 2-out runs in the first 2 innings as James swings and fouls the first pitch off. No balls, 1 strike. Osley lined out to center in the 1st, grounded to second in the 2nd, reached on a drop fly ball and scored in the 4th inning. Pitch taken low. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike on Osley. Pitch well outside from Manning, the 3rd pitcher of the night for Charles City. Mike's got an RBI double with 2 outs for Josie Jewell. Jake Qualley, a 2-out run single, an error scored another run on the same play in the 4th inning, and a 2-out RBI double from Carey in the 2nd, rather. Here's a ground ball towards short. Bobbled there by the shortstop Montag. And 7 errors now for Charles City as Osley will reach base on another E6. Comets have tried 3 players at that position. It's just kind of been a cursed position for them tonight. Runner at first and nobody out. Kyle Kane to the plate. 9-3 Decorah. Kane grounded to 3rd in the 2nd, single to left in the 3rd, and reached on an error in the 4th. Comets got 3 in the 4th inning. A sacrifice and an overthrow got him the first run as Kane takes a strike. RBI ground out by LaBarge, and an RBI single by Manning made it 5-3 after 3.5. Pitch swung on a fly ball, left center field after it is Hageman. Long run, but he's going to run it down and make a one-handed catch in medium to deep center field. Good read on the play that time by Hageman.
Left fielder, Austin Ashbacker.
Runner at first, 1 down. Austin Ashbacker has been on base 2 of the 3 times. Walked and scored in the 2nd. Fly to left in the 3rd. Single to left to knock in a run in the 4th inning. And he's first ball swinging. Hammers one out in the left center field. Long run again for Hageman. Right in front of the blue tarpaulin. He will make the catch to retire, or for the 2nd out of the inning. Austin gave that one a ride. But Hageman was able to run it down, and now Jake Hovden's going to get a bat. He will bat for Bryce Pierce here. Hovden, who has spent most of the time as a courtesy runner, he will come to the plate here. Hovden will have his first varsity at bat right here. Osley, the runner at first with 2 down. And a 9-3 Decorah lead. Vikes got 4 runs, 3 on errors by Charles City in the 4th inning. The only RBI of that frame was a Austin Ashbacker single. Comets have committed 7 errors, but the Vikes also have 8 hits, so offensively it's their best night in a while. Pitch a strike to Jake Hovden as it's Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Darren Swenson with you from Olin-Zach Field tonight on Reunion Weekend 2013. Here's ground ball toward short, picked up by Montag. He'll throw across the diamond to retire Hovden, and that's that for the 6th inning. 1 error, 1 left. Closing time for the Vikes. They lead at 9-3. A 9-3 lead for the Vikings as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Vikes trying to win their 10th game of the campaign. Dylan Montag will start the 4th trip around the batting order, and he swings and fouls the first pitch off. No balls, 1 strike. Montag struck out looking in the 1st, swinging in the 3rd, and got an infield hit in the 4th inning. This is the first time he will face Qualley, and he smacks a single to left. So 9 hits now for the Comets. They're out hitting Decorah 9-8. But Comet defense has had a lot to do with their misfortunes tonight. 7 errors, which has led to 8 unearned runs. But you know what? They all count on the board. And it's a 9-3 lead for Decorah as Caleb Hagman is 2 for 3 at the plate. Qualley comes set in the first offering. Swung on a fly ball out in the left center field. Good jump gave, and Nimrod, he will make a running grab in shallow left center. And that's the first out here in the 7th inning. 1 down, runner at first. 9-3 the score. And Zach Mitchell to the plate. With the Vikes on top, Mitchell struck out swinging in the 1st, fly to center in the 3rd, and walked in the 5th. A breaking ball is taken outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. One and 0, 1 on, 1 out, and the 1-0 delivery. Change up taken low. It is 2 balls, no strikes. Qualley trying to close it out for Josie Jewell and give him his 5th win of the year and his squad their 10th win of the year. 2-0 delivery taken low. It is 3 balls, no strikes. I mentioned the 8 hits for Decorah. They had 4 the other night against Waverly Shellrock. They only had 3 against Waukon a week ago tonight. Against Owine, they had 8 in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Pitch outside edge for a strike. It's now 3-1. They also had 8 against Owine in Game 2 of the doubleheader, but struggled to swing it against New Hampton. 3-1 from Qualley. Swung on, driven towards right center field, and land for a base hit. Nimrod's actually going to pick it up and throw to second base, and he almost got the force out there, but Montag able to reach the bag standing. 1st and 2nd with 1 down, as the Comets up to double digits in hits now, as Tyler Downing will look over across, and looks like Lipke will be the runner. Sam Lipke will run at first base for Zach Mitchell. Dylan Isaacs into the plate. 1st and 2nd, 1 down. A 9-3 lead for Decorah here in the 7th. The pitch catches or just misses the outside edge. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. On Isaacson, curveball catches the inside corner for a strike, and it is 1-1. Away from second is Montag. Lipke away from first. Qualley comes set, and the 1-1 delivery is outside for 2 balls, 1 strike now. Stretch by Qualley. And the 2-1 delivery, a curveball grounded towards third. Josie picks it up. He'll tag the bag for the first out. He'll fire across the diamond. Beating it out at first base is Isaacson. Josie's force out will get the lead runner. 2 down here in the 7th inning. And Connor Opp will be the batter.
22, Connor Opp.
First and second, 2 down. Opp struck out swinging in the first. Single to left and scored in the 4th. Single to right and was doubled up in the 5th. Qualley delivers, and the first pitch to Opp catches the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Comets do have 10 hits tonight, but only 1 for extra bases. 0-1 delivery, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, and it's no balls and 2 strikes now. On a curveball in the dirt from Qualley. 0-2 the count on Connor Opp. A 9-3 lead for Decorah. 2 on, 2 out here in the 7th. The 0-2 delivery swung on a fly ball. Deep left center field. David Nimrod is after it. He looks up. It's going to be one hopping against the fence. Lipke will score. Isaacson coming to the plate. He will score without a play as well. A 2-out RBI double for Opp, who is now 3 for 4, and it's a 9-5 ball game. So a 2 spot here in the 7th inning. Those will be the first runs Jake Qualley has given up. And Johnny Etherington will look to keep it going for Charles City. Etherington popped to short in the 2nd. Sacrifice reached on an error and scored in the 4th and lined into a double play in the 5th. Pitch taken outside is 1 ball, no strikes. Comets out hitting Decorah 11-8, but they're out erroring Decorah 7-1. The 1-0 delivery, curve taken for a strike. That was a knee buckler. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. The pitch smacked up the middle and through for a base hit. Stopping at 3rd base is Connor Opp. 1st and 3rd with 2 down here in the 7th inning. So the Comets not going down without a fight. And Tyler LaBarge will come to the plate.
3, Tyler LaBarge.
LaBarge struck out swinging in the 2nd, grounded out, knocked in a run in the 4th, and struck out looking in the 6th. 1st and 3rd with 2 down. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on a fly ball, right center field. Nimrod and Osley after it. Osley will make a running grab, and that's a Viking victory. Comets make it interesting in the top of the 7th inning. But 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. The totals in that frame. The Vikings get win number 10 on the season and conference win number 6. They win it 9-5. 9 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left for Decorah. Comets with 5 runs, 12 hits, 7 errors, and 7 left. Josie Jewell, the winning pitcher, 5-1. Dylan Isaacson, the losing pitcher. Comets dropped to 3-12 overall, and 0-8 in conference, or 1-7, I should say, in conference play. And Decorah goes to 10-5 overall and 6-3 in conference play. So that will do it for our coverage. Many people to thank for making it possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you, that's right, you the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. Final score tonight, Decorah defeats Charles City 9-5 on Reunion Weekend 2013. Our next coverage of Decorah Viking baseball will be Monday night as the Decorah Vikings will travel to New Hampton to take on the Chickasaws. Our coverage will begin at 7:20 that night. So, for our entire KDEC sports team for Elliott Christian on moral support. I'm Darren Swenson saying so long from Olensack Field. Vikes win it 9-5. Thanks, Bud, for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you Monday night.